Okay, so for this first episode, I backed up in time a little bit because something weird. I saw something weird when I loaded my game, and that is that the my steward position was open, which I didn't remember our steward dying. Um, and it gets weirder because they won't let me appoint anybody to replace the steward. And it's also weird because they haven't told me that for instance, my guardian is still Hugh, my regent is still Hugh, but he's not the steward. You notice that the regency position doesn't appear. Hugh still appears as master of the hunt. They still recognize him as collecting taxes. But he's like a ghost. I I don't really know what to say about that. Anyway, so we're gonna have to go back through, part of the feast, do the feasting again. And I think I've decided what I'm gonna do next. Um, I think what I'm gonna do is I think I'm going to declare independence and see if that gives us any access to any of these, to either the Duke title to Man or the Duke title to Galloway. But we're gonna need that to continue building on it onto our territory. So let's check our complements here. We've got 900 men available in Galloway. Ugh, it's already kind of hurts. 1,400 men in Carrick. 500 men in Man. 1,000 men in Argyle. So about 3.86. Not as good as it was when our general with a 19 military score was in charge, but should be plenty to overwhelm King Gudrod up here of the Hebrides. So let's say hello to Mr. Gudrod. Pause for a second. Okay, now military. Raise those guys. And everybody meet in Argyll. Okay. My court chaplain has decided to become Cathar. That would be a bad thing, just in general. If I was doing a Cathar playthrough, that would be different, but I am not. All right, I kind of like the light blue shade that we've got going on here. Now, it's going to take us a little while to march to the Isles. All right, and now we got everybody in one place. Lulock. I just sent my spy master off. Wait, no, I didn't. But he can't be a commander anyway. All right, have a new court chaplain. Cultural tech. I'm just gonna sending people out. I'm gonna ignore that until Hugh dies. I'm just gonna have to assume that I have a steward. He just doesn't recognize that I have a steward. Okay, now we gotta see where this guy's going. Okay, so he's going to Strathern, which tells me he's probably going to Carrick. So we can try to cut him off here. Let's say, is there a reason we can't have both of our primary guys going? Wait. Why are there Scottish forces? Oh. Emily, I'm not the only person who had this idea. Okay. Uh, hmm. Well, I can wipe out 187 Scottish guys pretty easy, I would think. Uh, we don't. Okay, guys, I'm trying to get independence here. Okay, I mean, I realize you guys are being good Scotsmen or whatever, or not actually. You're being opportunistic Scotsmen, but all right. So we've gotten rid of one flank. The Battle of Elgin, uh, Elgin, Oklahoma, somewhere that I am quite familiar with, probably named after Elgin, Scotland. And we're going to cutting those guys down. Okay, I have a prisoner of some sort. All right, you, Chancellor, dude, go somewhere else. All right, we'll get the okay, I'm feeling pretty confident here about fighting Scotland. They don't seem to have a bunch of guys. It's going to be a little while before they get ready to assault the holding. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, just a light blue Carrick. That's kind of cool. Now, I don't know what chooses the color exactly. There has to do with the shield or something else. I'm thinking we could definitely take on Scotland. Okay, no, go away. Go away. Thank you. Thank you for going away. Are you guys actually besieging the Isle of Man? Yes. Yes, you are. Barely. And now you're not. So, this sort of brings up an interesting point in sort of the trip ups of the Casus Belli system. In theory, I had enough strength to take on my liege prior to this, but I didn't do it. because I didn't have a Castus Belli other than independence. But now I'm thinking that we just need to go ahead and get independence anyway. The Scots seem to have about the same amount of strength that I do, so we'll need to build up our strength a little bit more before we go face them. Maybe the English will show up. Actually, the Duke of York is showing up, so we might be in, depending on how this war goes, and we haven't lost a lot of guys yet. We could be in a position to strike at Scotland. I think we decided that the county of Atholl would be the easiest thing to sort of pick off. Okay, we got another courtier at least. But yeah, the Scottish army seemed to have disappeared from up top, and they've almost completely gone to attack the Duke of York. Okay, next few things have got garrisons around 1,000 to 800, so we'll just leave this alone for the time being. See if there's anything else going on in the court that's interesting. Oh yeah, you. I don't have a lot of options with you. Okay. Evidently Hugh says no. You know, it doesn't really do me much good. Just leave him in there since he's not useful. And I would actually get a bonus for releasing him to the opinion of my other vassals. We're going to leave him in there to sit and think about his Cathar ideas for a while, apparently. Hey, I'm just an 8-year-old girl. I don't understand how the world works. I have these guys named Hugh, who used to be my steward and still kind of is, but not really sure how that works. He's not dead. So excitement. Okay, we're at 73% here over our liege, King Gudrud. I'm hoping that the end of this siege will mean the end of the war, but it's always possible that the war will go on a little bit longer than that. I like the fact that the people in the Isle of Man are just like sitting there watching this army that's not strong enough to besiege their castle. Just sit there. This army that's technically at war with Scotland, technically at war with me, just hanging out. on an island. Oh, running a budget deficit. Okay, well, we gotta stop doing that, but right at the moment, not sure exactly how. Maybe when this war is over. Uh-oh. I'm a deceitful 8-year-old girl. Okay, and giving myself independence did give me the right to create 2 titles, and that's what I was kind of looking for. The problem, of course, is that creating titles is going to take money. Money that we don't um, money that we don't have. Yeah, it's going to take 195 gold, and we do not have 195 gold at the moment. In fact, we don't have any gold at the moment. Okay, York has shown up to occupy Cumberland. I guess. Yeah, well, I tried to free the guy. All right, I'm going to keep an eye on this Scottish war, and if it continues, then I have a plan. Although, it would be good if I had more money. Ah, there he is. Jeez, that was weird. Hugh, go make money. What's the cheaper title? Yeah, we're kind of out of money right at the moment. Huh, didn't even know there was such a thing as tribal levies. All right. Well, since we're waiting to make money at this point, I think King Duncan finally showed up to besiege that area. Looks like they're playing, trade the siege down here. It would be really bad if Hugh turned out to be corrupt. Considering he's like the best guy that we've got right now. We've got better military commanders, but we don't have anybody that's got his kind of skills. But, you know, at the same time, you know, like, our coffers are barely filling. What is that? King of Norway. Okay, well, this... Okay, there's an English revolt. Uplander conquest of Nalmedal. Okay. Oh! King Harold II has been excommunicated. That's weird. Kent doing the whole revolt thing. Northampton also. There's a whole bunch of mess going on then. Okay, well, I just became just. I was a 9 or 10-year-old girl. It's good that I'm just, I think. How's it? Okay, well, we've got our manpower back. And we have our manpower back. The hell? No. Nope, nope. We can't accept anything other than a matrilineal marriage because we need to actually control our kingdom. You know, our little light blue kingdom. Excellent. All right, now we don't have to worry about foreign problems. So the issue right here is I'm just building up my wealth in order to buy one of these ducal titles, probably the one over Galloway, because that'll actually give me claim to Clydesdale. Because I'm at my domain limit right now, and I really don't want to go over that before we start the next war. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to educate my sister. Can we release him, please? Yes, do it. But anyways, I'm going to try to maneuver this having our pal, Malcolm the Marshal, who used to be Malcolm King of Scotland, into something we could use into taking land off of Scotland. And, oh wow, his strength has gotten better. But he's also currently at war. And I don't think that war is, how's that doing? 51%. Okay. Oh, I lost one of my commanders. Yeah, that's probably not a good idea. Okay, Hugh just became angry at the world. There's a battle between Norway and York going on our doorstep. How far are we away from this? 30 gold. All right, a little bit of stuff going on in the Muslim world. Yeah, they successfully defeated our former overlord over there in the Isles. That brings up a good point. So I think I lost one of my generals. Means his wife should still be in court. My friend Una. Oh, she's 18 and lowborn. That means that she can marry somebody lowborn. Okay. What? You mean tell me I can't arrange a marriage for her? Okay, well, evidently I'm stymied there. Hugh is evidently being mean. All right. Speed up the time scale since, our adventures in marriage making evidently were not appreciated. Okay, we now have 195. Is that good enough? No, I don't want that one. 192. Do it. Okay, so we added another commander, which is good. Because we're still not very good at managing those guys. And we can attack Clydesdale. Question is, when is the best time to attack Clydesdale? They're starting to turn the war against York. Clydesdale has, they haven't even pulled the levy, so they've got their primary garrison is 1,600 guys. $1,001. We don't quite have the full complement. We are close to having the full complement. Oh, I have two new commanders to hand out. Okay, well, just so we don't get completely missed out here. All right, we're going to go for it. This could be a bad idea, but we're going to go for it because I have a theory. Okay, somehow he's over-raised. I don't know how he did that. I don't know. It just doesn't, something about this doesn't feel right. We'll just have to go with roll with the punches here, I think. I don't. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to wait until the new year. So if everything goes horrible, there's always the autosave. Now, I may not do that here on these videos, but I can go revisit it on my own time. Okay. All right, so here we are in the new year. We're gonna let our gold recover a little bit. War score is only 29% against the Scots here. Okay, we don't quite have our full complement of 4,500 men. but that's still a pretty good number. So raising them costs 15 a month. Aha. I see Malcolm's now cleaning up. They're starting to clean up the mess that was left by, yeah. So we know they've got 2,300 men they can put together. All right, here it goes. Okay, we're going to look at it. No, I'm not interested in Scotland. I'm interested in this county. Okay, there's a river here. So we're going to ignore, we're going to let them do their sieging. We're just going to march on Clydesdale. No reason to risk our troops in the river. Okay, I'm assuming they're besieging whatever they're messing with here. I love that Teviotdale is basically surrounded by rivers. Also kind of like our independent Carrick color better than I like the Galloway color, but whatever. I don't know how much this work this is doing. Got enough. Okay, they've called the first crusade. They've created one of the holy orders, two of the holy orders. Okay, let's... I'm 14 years old now. Yay. Okay, let's arrange marriage. Married to my best friend Una. Jesus. Nobody wants to do that. So I'll marry him to Trudy, the German girl. Okay, and then I need to get this guy a command position. So I need to relieve one of my commanders who isn't actually doing anything. Okay, Matad's pretty good. So we'll just stick him in the left flank here. And we will go back to our happy little sieging. Yeah, German lady. I tried to do my best friend. It's solid, but no. Okay. Okay, where did he go? Not boats. I'm guessing that he must have gone to Dunbar to unsiege it. Oh, he's marching. Ah, there we go. Good man. Okay, so now after we are done with the siege of the castle here in Clydesdale, we're going to go beat up on the Scottish army. Hopefully. As Argyle doesn't have a river surrounding it, so we should be able to go and do this. Okay, the Duke of York is back. That's him down there. I think actually the Duchess of York, I think she's been a girl this whole time. Okay. All right, and now we're going to engage in a siege race with these Scottish guys. Although actually they ended up going over to Dunbar, so we're just going to oh no, yeah, I handled that. I was like, I don't remember that being under siege. Now, I put guys in positions for a reason. The reason I put the Marshal as a guy with less martial skill than the commanders is because I want to be able to use stronger commanders. Okay, so it looks like the Scots have successfully beaten back the Yorkists. And what I'm going to do then is we're going to keep running until the end of this war. So this is going to be probably a little bit longer. Dude. Okay, well, We learn technology, but I'm not. No, stop it. I think it's time to betroth the. I think it's time to get me betrothed because I'm kind of getting annoyed at the suitor requests here. All right, we got the option of Carl. Well, we get an older man, but I mean that's probably means he's not very I'm not really sure how good our rank is going to be, or I mean our stewardship score is going to be at this point. Oh, good, he has the Great Pox. That would be a bad idea. Okay, that could have its benefits. All right, well, looks like everything checks out. Oh, I came of age. And my domain is too big. Okay, this is going to be a problem we're going to run into anyway. This is a guy I don't like. Ambition. Well, let's see here. What can we do? That's going to get married. That's going to happen in about 2 seconds. Oh, good. Someone else has decided to fight Scotland too. So the Yorkist War is pretty much over. All right, well, since we're above our domain limit anyway, let's go ahead and do something that I was sort of planning to do. Oh, I can marry people now. That's good because no. What happened to my betrothed? Okay. Excellent. Now, kind of need to have a baby. And unlike her dad, she won't have the constant excuse of being involved in somebody else's war. Okay. So now we're in a siege race with Scotland. Okay, and I'm trying to think. How are we doing on Clydesdale? Okay, we completely taken over Clydesdale, so we're gonna have to target something else. Um, okay, so Strathern still got its full. It's this Fife. Looks like Athol. All right, we have Norwegians wandering around. I have no idea if that's going to be good for us, bad for us, nothing for us. Okay, the Scottish army has shown back up and is besieging the stuff that we just left behind in Clydesdale. So this is another siege race then. Now we should have left behind a smaller garrison detachment than they did. So they should besiege their thing faster than we besiege this thing. Okay, evidently the Norwegians are reinforcing me here. Does not mean I'm going to trust that they would follow me to their deaths. So I still only have a 1,000-man advantage over the Scots standing army at the moment. So I really don't want to risk attacking them. I'm going to try to hope that there are enough other people messing around with Scotland. Wow. Okay, the Duke of Mercia just showed up with 4,000 of his friends. It's going to speed things along, I would think. It's going to break that siege for certain. They're still not ready to quit. Okay, well, they've done this. Okay, I need a new cupbearer. That's okay. The Mercian army continues to do a little bit of work for me. Okay, 91%, up to 1092 here. Seriously, guys, are you going to do this again? I appreciate the Duke of Mercia and his interest in the Scots. Unfortunately, okay, war score is now 95. So by the end of this siege on this final thing in Athol, it should be to 100%. We should get Clydesdale. Now, unfortunately, Clydesdale, it's not going to be a territory that we're just going to get outright free and clear. We are going to inherit Clydesdale's Earl, but that at least will keep our domain size down. Oh, our domain size went back up to 4 when we became a grown-up kid. All right, that does it. We've got the war score we need. Force our demands. I take it back. They did give it to us, so we need to. Okay, so what we need to do here is we need to decide how to handle that county, but we will do that in the next episode. And so I'll see you guys then.